Let me show you how to get your music on Discover Weekly in 28 days. Let's go. Hey, it's John here at Hyped It, and in this video I want to show you how I get my music on Discover Weekly repeatedly in just 28 days. I want to break down the process step by step, what I'm doing, and how you can model this for your own music to get your music picked up by the Spotify algorithm. I'm going to do this over at my screen so I can dive into some of the details. Let's jump right in. We're in Spotify for Artists, and the track that we're going to talk about is this one here, Good Time. This was released a couple weeks ago. It hit Discover Weekly 28 days in, and I want to show you how this happened. What I'm doing is when I have a new release out, I complete this tracker for my music. I know there are a lot of numbers on here. Don't be scared yet. I'm going to break this down. It's actually pretty simple. But the reason why I'm so detailed about what's happening with every song is that I'm always trying to extract the framework or the system that helps me to replicate it. I don't want to just get lucky in hitting Discover Weekly. I want to know exactly why that happened so that I can do it over and over again for every track, and so that I can also share it with you so that you can do it over and over for your music. And I'm doing it with a very simple promotion system, which I want to lay it out here, where at the end of the day, there's really only 3 promotional activities that are coming together here. Just 3 different things that I did, and I want to explain exactly what that was. But before I kick this off, let me highlight what you're seeing here with this tracker, because this is actually pretty simple. The first column here, or the first row, is just the number of days from release. So this was released on February 3rd. So, and then it counts up. Here is I'm tracking the number of pre-saves that I'm getting for the track. This is the saves divided by listeners ratio. I use that as a measure to understand how well my audience likes the track. As higher the ratio, the better. And if the ratio is a little bit lower, it means the track probably isn't that big of a hit. And I can use that as an indicator of whether it makes sense to double down on promo activities, or if this is a track where I'd rather ease off a little and then keep some more ammunition in my pocket for sort of the next release that might perform a little better. The number of listeners, number of streams, Release Radar streams specifically, Discover Weekly streams, radio streams, the popularity score. This is something I'm pulling from Music Stacks. So if you want to know the popularity score for any of your tracks, just go to musicstacks.com and look it up. It's a free website. And then at the bottom here, I have the playlists for the song. This is the number of playlists this track got on. And what I should highlight is that this is only organic playlist placements here. So there was no playlist promotion. I didn't send this to any playlisters. I didn't use a platform like SubmitUp or something to send it to playlisters. So all the playlist placements for this song were organic, where fans just liked the song and then added it to their playlists. All right, so now let's talk about those 3 promo activities that came together here. The first one is related to what you're seeing in the very first column here, because you can see that prior to the release date, there were 117 pre-saves on this song. So where did they come from? I ran a pre-save campaign where I used Facebook and Instagram ads to a Hyped It download gate in order to give fans an early opportunity to access the track and enjoy the track in return for pre-saving it, following me on Spotify, follow my playlist, leaving their email address, all those good things that you can get with a gate. I have another video where I break down this process of how you can get the maximum number of pre-saves for your music using download gates. Let me leave a link to that video either above right now or below this video here. You can check this out after this. And that'll just help you out get more pre-saves, because these gates, they're a lot more powerful than the traditional pre-saves you're getting on the Smart Link. So don't use those. If you want to get really more pre-saves for your music, you got to use a gate. It's a lot more powerful. Then we have release day here. I don't show any stats in this column here because unfortunately Spotify for Artists doesn't populate the stats on a new song 24 hours in. You gotta wait 2 days before Spotify for Artists gives you the stats of your release day. I'm not sure why that is, but that's why you see everything blank here. That doesn't mean that there were no results. It just means that Spotify for Artists didn't report the results on that day. They only start reporting the results on the second day, and this is how they are coming in here. So what did I do on that day? On that release day is I sent an email to my fan base. A very simple email that announced that this track is now here and included a link to Spotify for them to stream it. But what I also did is I included a link to the download gate and gave my fans on my email list another chance to say, hey, look, this is the last opportunity here. This download gate is coming down. But if you'd still love to also have a copy of the song in addition to streaming it, you can do this right now. And after that, it's going to go away. And there were a lot more fans who took me up on that opportunity and saved the song through the download gate, even on release day. And this is why you see this jump here from 117 to 258. All right. One of the things I should explain is that these numbers are cumulative, all right? So it doesn't mean that there were 258 pre-saves on February 4th and then 310 the next day. It just adds on top of each other. So what you see here for all these numbers is always the grand total since the song was released, all right? And so we talked about the first promo campaign, which was the pre-save campaign. We talked about the second, which was the email. Now the third one that basically helped grow the track from release day was a Facebook and Instagram ad campaign that went to a Hyped It Smart link. That's my preferred method. It's basically what I call my Spotify growth engine, where I just set it up and then I let it run. I don't have to do anything else. It just constantly and automatically generates more streams, more listeners, and more fans for the song. And because it sends a dream audience of fans to the song, where it's diehard fans of this specific music genre and this specific music niche, you can see that you get a lot of like playlists picking up, since it's like fans really engaging with your music. And obviously the number of saves go up as well here. So let's break down here some of the results. In the first week, I'd say up to here, right, you can see that maybe about a quarter of all the results came from Release Radar, and about 3/4 came from a combination of the email campaign that I sent out and then the Spotify growth engine. And then as we get into the second week, right there, Release Radar is firing up. So you can see here, day 8 and moving on, we hit a point where almost half of it is Release Radar. So Release Radar really kicked in strong in that second week, which was great. And then it softened again a little bit. But when Release Radar softened, this is when Facebook and Instagram has had enough time to now for 2 weeks really learn who are the perfect fans for this particular song. So as Release Radar results slow down a little bit, you would expect the results from your ads to go up and become better and better without you even changing any of the budget, but just because Facebook and Instagram has now learned where to find the best fans. So your cost per result goes down, which means your overall results for the same budgets go up. And that's where you see that the contribution of streams from Release Radar relative to the total streams is going down a little bit again. At the same time, radio streams slowly kicking in here, but not life-changing. And the popularity score, though, starting off below 20 and then scratching sort of the 31 here like 2 weeks in. Playlist for the songs crossing 100, so that's nice as well. You can see that the saves per listener rate for the song hovered around 16-17%. That's not awesome. I've had songs that did better than that, but look, the truth is not every song is a hit, and this song was probably more the middle of the road kind of track, and it certainly didn't hurt the performance of this song in terms of the Discover Weekly pickup. So this is how the promotion continued, and then you can see here now we're getting into the end of week 3, the beginning of week 4. We're crossing 10,000 streams here, approaching 200 playlist placements. Radio streams, still no significant contribution, just 200 here. That's not that much. Popularity score going to 32, and this is when Discover Weekly pickup happened. I said 28 days in. It wasn't February 28. It was actually 26 days in, so even a little bit earlier. But this is when the track got picked up by Discover Weekly. Not in a huge way yet, but that's not what I'm looking for. I don't expect Discover Weekly to kick in with like thousands of views on day one. What I'm expecting is that it starts slowly but then it grows continuously. I have had songs that have been on Discover Weekly for over a year with thousands and thousands of free streams just coming because week after week, Discover Weekly and Spotify find new listeners for that song, and that's really exciting. And I also want to show you where we stand now. So now Discover Weekly has grown to a couple hundred of streams, so that's just going to continue. What has taken off really nicely is radio, right? 3,500. And I have that a lot happening for my music. So when Discover Weekly kicks in, then radio is also going to grow in a significant way and becomes a big contributor of results. And then you have Release Radar here with over 4,000 streams contribution. And then this is John Gold. That's part of the Spotify growth engine strategy, of course, how the streams are happening on that playlist. So wanted to break this down. Again, no playlist promotion, no PR, no social media marketing, just those 3 simple promo techniques that I mentioned, the gate, the smart link, the email, and you have a real shot at Discover Weekly, and this has worked for me release after release. And the simple reason why it works is that you're not just trying to cast a wide net and get your music out anywhere possible, but instead you're taking sort of a laser focused approach and getting your music only in front of the dream fans that are most likely to engage with your music, and then leave those positive signals to the Spotify algorithm that Spotify loves to see, to understand, hey, that music is growing, that music is popular, that's something that we gotta support from the algorithm, and that's how you get all these free streams. I hope you enjoyed this, and look, if you want to dive deeper into building an automated promotion machine for your music on Spotify, then check out the Spotify Growth Engine. In this program, you'll discover step by step how to set up this promotion engine that will constantly deliver more streams, listeners, and fans to your music on Spotify. And all of this in a way with a highly engaged audience that leaves positive signals to the Spotify algorithm, and then let you crack Discover Weekly, Release Radar, radio. So let me leave a link on around this video here. Click this link, gonna take you over to the website for the Spotify Growth Engine. There's a video there where I explain everything in more detail. So check it out there, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Cheers.